into the Permian period, so more mean than wild, I guess, a piece of ocean crust got sliced off, like a thin sheet of cheese curling upward when the grater hits the wedge. It ended up high and dry. In geological parlance, this is an ophiolite, a small plateau on the edge of what became the southwest tip of Britain. It's the lizard, a name that probably comes from a Cornish word that meant highland, geologically different from the already geologically weird chunk of Cornwall it's attached to. Subterranean granite melted into magma, which floated up, solidified, and fractured. Meanwhile, a bunch of other minerals, such as cassiterite, tin oxide, chalcopyrite, copper and other stuff, and wolframite, mostly tungsten, remained liquid, a 300 degrees Celsius watery fluid. The cracks in the granite filled up with the superheated mineral cocktail, forming the veins and lodes that miners would eventually dig for. Rain, this is England after all, would eventually expose areas of granite and filter through it down into local streams. Cornwall has been a mining town since before there were mines, really. 2,000 years ago, its tin and copper were traded as far away as the Mediterranean. It was sort of pre-Brexit trade, Shale says wryly. Tin and copper together make bronze. By the 18th century, Cornwall was producing more tin than anywhere else in the world. Miners dug some of that out of the hills, but nearly half of it came from the mud at the bottom of rivers and creeks. When rain falls on exposed granite and erodes it, it carries denser minerals and ores downhill. Filter the gravel and you get the ore. Like panning for gold, except here the ore is cassiterite. Cornwall became an economic powerhouse and a center for science and technology. Using steam power to pump groundwater out of mines was a Cornish innovation, for example. And another plentiful mineral in Cornwall's dirt, kaolinite, turned out to be the key ingredient in fine Chinese-type porcelain, which ultimately allowed England to break into that industry in the second half of the 18th century. Before that, English factories had imported kaolin from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, Cherokee land. When Josiah Wedgwood made porcelain in the 1770s, he used Cornish clay. Today, Cornwall has more of a reputation as a beach resort and vacation destination. But that mineral history is still there, just beneath the surface. Shale navigates us to the hillside town of Monochan, a cluster of gray stone buildings along narrow lanes at improbable angles. Quintessential Cornwall, he says with a smile. We drive down the hill toward Gillen Creek, burbling through a green and shady vale. I wouldn't ordinarily use a word like vale, but the whole place feels like something out of a Tolkien book. When we arrive at a little stone bridge barely wide enough for a car, Shale parks. Up the road, the sun sparkles off of a sign that reads Monochan. And just past that, it is sparkling even harder off of two little rectangular buildings. One built of raw local stone, and the other painted a tidy white, with two brick chimneys. These are what is left of the Tregonwell Mill. One of the buildings, the stonier one, has a metal square bolted to it. This titanium plaque commemorates the identification of the metal monochanite, later called titanium, by the Reverend William Gregor in the leat of Tregonwell Mill in the parish of Monochan in Meniage in 1791. This is where it happened. William Gregor found titanium, a metal with at least half a dozen histories and uses. Today you'll find it in artificial hips, supersonic jets, and camping equipment. But for my purposes, its most important identity is as stuff that makes a color. The mineral Gregor found was black as coal. But if you take a titanium atom and attach two oxygen atoms to it, not as easy as it sounds, you get titanium dioxide, TiO2. Purified and refined, TiO2 defines and embodies the color white. In human-made things, titanium dioxide is ubiquitous. A whitener in paints, paper, ceramics, pharmaceuticals, and food. It is the white of the modern world. And thanks to its brightness and opacity, it gets mixed into other paints and coatings too.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.